very existence is a cauldron of pressure, and that is ratcheted up when you go on the road. And this highly ranked squad has found itself coming into a snake pit in this one. And the Huskers will get us started with the opening kickoff. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So the Stanford Cardinal offense will take the field for the first possession of the day. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone, and you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming into this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
And off from the shotgun. They knock him down, but he gets enough to give Stanford a first down. This crowd, full throat, spreading the eardrums and letting him know it's going to be a long day. Hits him inside the 20, still going. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets him 30-plus. On the move, it's Davidson. He's pulled down after a tough run, gets it to the 6. Operating in the red zone here on second down. The option look. The pitch. Touchdown, Stanford! Excellent pass by the back on the option.
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise on the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He showed you all of his ability on that TD.
And the extra point was good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Cornhuskers offense will take the field for the first time. And it was a rough showing last week, and it all started with the quarterback, Jesse.
Yeah, he looked lost in that last game out. I thought the defense did a really good job of confusing him, mixing up their looks and their pressure. So no different today. The defense obviously watched the film, and they're going to come out and they're going to try to do the exact same thing and get this guy rattled. So this quarterback, he has to know what to expect early in this one.
If I'm his offensive coordinator, I want to get started off on the right foot, man. Get the ground game going. Make it easy, because last week was such a disaster. We want to turn the page. We need some confidence. We need some good mojo. First drive, we need something good to happen early so we can forget about that last week.
The Cornhuskers can really attack on this second and short. From the gun, give on the inside. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. Third and short from the 45. They'll try to sneak it.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
The Huskers have it with a 1st and 10. Power football with the run. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. It has been a rocky ride through Big Ten play so far, and they're running out of time to turn it around.
And sometimes the Big Ten will do that to you, right? It's a competitive conference. There's a lot of competitive environments that you have to step into, and they haven't been great this season, let's be honest. But, Jesse, I'm more interested to see how they finish off the last part of this season, because it's one thing to have expectations and to get down. It's another thing to quit.
Yeah, you just want to see how resilient they are too, David, because the coach, he's been saying the right things after taking all these...
Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
Man, this home crowd was so jacked up, so excited to finally get the football after giving up points on the first drive and having to be quiet. Now they're quiet again. How about the defense coming in here, shutting this crowd up early and doing their job?
Let's see what he can do with it. Oh, he got loose. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. They'll put it in play from the 36 for the first play of the drive. From the gun, running back gets to give. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Williams looking for a man. Good timing on the quick out. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Now they'll run the draw. The draw draws nothing except a swarm of tacklers. He's stopped immediately. We've reached the break, and it is Stanford holding the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. So they go back to work after the break, and it is 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly to the tight end. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. They'll try to quiet this crowd by moving the sticks on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes a grab past the marker. There he goes. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. This Stanford offense is humming, set up with another first down. Looking to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Cardinal.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. And the running game has been disastrous on the last couple of plays. They'll try to salvage the drive on 3rd down. The short hands, it's Hunter. Tackle is made at the 30-yard line, and it'll be 4th down. And the Huskers will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Waves the arm for the fair catch, and the catch is made close to the 30-yard line. Stanford has it back, the Cardinal offense returning to the field. They've had a really productive first half so far, and they'll try to add to it here. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. Stanford could choose to go for it all here on 2nd and inches. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Looking for space. It's Davidson. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. The Cardinal increasing the degree of difficulty after that last play. It's 2nd and long. Throws to the tight end. He's got an open man. Breaks into the open. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
The Cardinal can be aggressive here on 2nd and short. Williams will pass. Looking to the big tight end. Picked off inside the 20, and they snuff out the threat. Ball is loose. They were lucky that fumble went out of bounds. They'll maintain possession. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. Motion from the wideout. The jet sweep pass. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll go to the ground. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. Right down the middle. A strike downfield. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. It's a 1st down. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Offense up tempo. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly out to the tight end. And an absolutely fearless tackle, giving up size, still got him on the turf. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Throws for the tight end. Makes a connection. This defense giving up ground as he's finally knocked down at the 26. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Cornhuskers with the 1st and 10. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment, and they've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. He's going to run it.
This quarterback, man, looks like he's playing angry right now. He did not like that interception he threw the last time out on the field. You could see on the sidelines, guys. He could not wait to get back out there, and that time it was like he was running mad.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
That defenses are always trying to force turnovers to get the ball back to their offense and make those big plays. You know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you force the turnover, the pill hits the ground, you scoop it up, and you take it all the way back to the house. Huge play for this defense.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Williams looking for a man. Under fire. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. They stop him short, and we'll have a big fourth down coming. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Man, a lot of ways to describe those first 2 quarters in Lincoln, but let's just go with notable.
Stanford set to boot it deep to start this second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They start this third quarter, 1-possession game, and hoping to get it. Drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain, so I know.
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
And if this offense wants to get back in the football game, it starts up front. Like, they've got to do a better job of protecting their quarterback. A third down and long situation coming up. They'll have another opportunity. They got to keep their quarterback upright.
He won't get there. It'll bring up fourth down. The Huskers send out the punt unit. He'll try to really get into this one. This is a spot you see many returners try to take a chance, but not this time. The fair catch just inside the 40. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. Ford finds his man on the left. He stopped at the 49 after gaining 10. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Handoff from the gun. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off-play action on first down. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be second down.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Sweet punt there. Knocked down at the 35 after a pickup of 3.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
Williams will pass. Got it in the middle. It's Davidson. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, the ground game. Turning it on. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down.
And it's slipped out. Once that ball was loose, they have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. The coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. And they can't connect, but the flag flies, and I think this is going to be pass interference. So given where the line of scrimmage was on that last play, the pass interference penalty in the end zone will put the ball at the 2. From the gun, looking for a man. Touchdown, Stanford! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And it's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Here's the pressure. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. And the Huskers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play.
This defensive end is an animal. He already has 2 sacks, and we're only in the third quarter. I'd move him around a little bit more defensively so that the offense has no idea where he's lining up. Because right now, man, he is feasting.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that...
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. The Cornhuskers will punt it away on fourth down. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He'll call for the fair catch here. First snap of this drive will come from the 46. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game.
Well, we're not quite in the fourth quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that, I think, as this game keeps going on. They're trying to wear this defense down when the game is almost over.
Third down, and the Husker faithful getting loud, trying to make moving a change impossible. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Fires to the big fella. He's got first down yardage as they move it to the 44. They'll need to show urgency to get another play off before the clock hits 0. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Picks up the first down. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. At the end of the quarter, it is Stanford holding the edge. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Williams looking for a man. With the catch, it's Graham. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Stanford with a lot of options here on second and short. Quarterback making adjustments. They'll try the toss to the left. Stop is made almost immediately. Give him 1 to the 23. The Cardinal come to the line facing third and short. They'll try to run for it. He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it at the 12.
And, man, this is exactly how this offensive coordinator wants to end this football game. Ground and pound, let that clock tick, add to this lead, and make the defense stop.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Cardinal! They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, and this quarterback didn't have anybody open. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Right on the money. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
They couldn't connect on second down, now staring at a 3rd and 9. Dropping back, it's Byrne. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm here late in the game and get something cooking.
The Huskers want to move quickly.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
To the air on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the left. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. Snapped it in the shotgun. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Nebraska!
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
And they tacked on the extra point. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it. Stanford has it back, the Cardinal offense returning to the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room.
Oh, he's got some space. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Just inside the 30 at the 29, it's 1st and 10. They'll pull him down after a pickup of 5 down to the 23. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Off the RPO, complete. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
A little bit surprising, not going to lie. You've got a big lead like this late in the game, and you're still throwing for it and being aggressive. But, hey, man, it's working. And if it's working, keep calling him, I guess.
The give as they work on that clock. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. The officials stop the clock for the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is that much closer to victory. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. They'll try the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Stanford! That one ought to give them firm control of this game, and they have gotten things going here, about to move to 4-1. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the 4th.
Nebraska, 14.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, You know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
Nowhere to go and not much to show for that one. Clock is still running and they have to get everybody lined up. To the air, it's Byrne. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt. Looking deep down the right side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. And that decision will be questioned for a while. To the ground with the back. Got the 1st down and more. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. Might as well give it to him again. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run. And while this game is all but decided, the offense's job is to score. So they might try to score again. They'll try to get it in with the run. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Well, look what we have here, guys. After all the early season doubts, these guys have put together a winning streak.
They sure have. Man, they're just believing in themselves right now. This is a completely different looking team than what we saw early in the year. They're playing with so much more confidence. And David, when you start making plays, you start stringing W's together, that's obviously what happens.
Everybody gets energized. Everybody starts to contribute. Young